The Muppet Babies live in a nursery, in a house, on a street that is a lot like yours. But they can travel anywhere, anytime, using a special power, the power of the imagination. Can you imagine what it would be like to go with them? Join the Muppet Babies on this adventure and find out.
Good height.
Oh, thank you.
How are you feeling, Robin?
Oh, not so hot, Uncle Kermit. This cold, oh, it's really got me down. I want to go outside and play.
Oh, well, I know, Robin, but I think you'd better rest inside until you're feeling better.
But there's nothing to do.
Oh, but that's not true. I could read you a story.
Would you, Uncle Kermit?
Sure, just a second. You know, even when you're stuck at home, you can travel all over the place. You know, if you use your imagination and some good books. I got one right here. Here we go. Now, take a look at this. Now, in this book called Gonzo and the Great Race, baby Gonzo travels all over the world without ever leaving the nursery.
How'd he do that, Uncle Kermit?
Well, let's find out, shall we? Okay, this book was written by Ellen Weiss, and the pictures were drawn by Manhar Chon.
Baby Gonzo and Baby Skeeter had decided to race to the nursery door and back again 3 times. Baby Kermit waved his handkerchief in the air, and the tricycle race began. On your mark, get set, go! Skeeter took off like a flash. She really wanted to win. Gonzo, too, began pedaling as fast as he could, and as he pedaled, he thought, I am fast today. Nothing can stop Gonzo, the great tricycle racer. I can win this race. In fact, I can win any old race in the world. As Gonzo pedaled faster and faster, a funny thing happened. He wasn't in the nursery anymore. He was in a huge stadium filled with cheering crowds. The great around the world and up in the air race was about to begin. The official referee for the great race waved his flag.
Okay, he shouted. There are 3 parts to this race. In the first, you're going to pedal around the world in your pedal copters. On your mark, get set, pedal!
Off they went. Gonzo was racing against the red-headed rocket, and she was good. But Gonzo wasn't worried about her. Away he flew, faster than a hurricane. They pedaled over great cities. Gonzo had to pedal very, very hard to get over the tall buildings. He almost got stuck on a pointy one. They pedaled over an endless ocean. Gonzo's legs were getting tired. A flying fish bumped him on the nose. This slowed him down. The red-headed rocket was way ahead. She looked like a little speck on the horizon. They crossed a high, snowy mountain range. The great Gonzo shivered as he pedaled faster and faster. He was catching up. Now he had a chance to win. As he thought about winning, Gonzo began to think about prizes, too. I wonder what my prize will be, he said to himself as the wind whistled in his ears. Maybe I'll win a nice green and orange plaid nose warmer. At last, he could see the official referee in the distance. The first part of the race was almost over. Gonzo the Great was neck and neck with the red-headed rocket. He pedaled until his blue face turned pinkish. He could see the referee's flag.
Congratulations, Gonzo!
Yelled the referee.
You won the first part of the race!
Gonzo was thrilled. Maybe the grand prize at the end will be even bigger than a nose warmer, he thought. Maybe I'll win a year's supply of talcum powder.
The next part of the race,
announced the referee,
is balloons to the moon. Ready, set, go!
Gonzo's balloon was not too fast, so he decided he'd better get rid of some weight. He threw out 26 left boots and a bucket full of sparkly rocks. Whoosh! his balloon shot up like an arrow.
Go, Gonzo!
Gesundheit.
Is he gonna win, Uncle Kermit, is he?
Well, I don't know, Robin. Let's see. Once again, Gonzo imagined the grand prize. Maybe it will be something really special, he thought as he zoomed close behind the red-headed rocket. Maybe it will be all the oatmeal and sardines I can eat. Gonzo's balloon hit the moon about 5 seconds after the red-headed rockets. But Gonzo was not discouraged. I'll beat her next time, he said to himself. Just wait.
And now,
announced the referee,
comes the last part of the race. Whoever wins this part is the big winner. Is everybody ready?
Ready as anything, shouted Gonzo. I am fast today. The red-headed rocket looked just as determined.
Okay,
Said the referee.
you'll be racing rocket-powered pogo sticks to the planet Pluto with stops on Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune.
The racers balanced their pogo sticks at the starting line.
Just a second.
Said the referee.
You both have to wear these funny noses and glasses. Except Gonzo, he only needs glasses.
Who made up these stupid rules? Yelled the red-headed rocket.
Talk to Gonzo, it's his imagination.
The referee replied. Kermit waved his flag, and off they boinged. They bounced from meteor to meteor until they got to Mars, and then, boing, they bounced off to Jupiter. Whoopee, yelled Gonzo, this is fun! Gonzo was going like the wind. I know, boing, I'm going to win the race, he thought. I just, boing, know it. As Gonzo bounced, he thought about his prize. Maybe it's bigger than a nose warmer, or talcum powder, or oatmeal and sardines. Maybe it's a trip to Doorknob World in Beluga, New Mexico. On Neptune, Gonzo stopped for a ketchup and pickle sandwich. The red-headed rocket was still back on Saturn, so Gonzo was feeling pretty good. When he was done, he wiped his mouth, took a great big running start, and suddenly, things around him looked different. Wait a second. He was back in the nursery. And Gonzo wins by a nose, yelled Kermit. Congratulations, Gonzo! Hooray for Gonzo, cheered all the babies. Skeeter shook Gonzo's hand. Good race, she said. Gonzo was still in a daze. I won the race, he asked. You sure did, nodded Kermit. Well then, could I have my prize, please? I can't wait to get to Doorknob World. Huh? Said Kermit. Gonzo, there's no prize for this race. It's just for fun. But wait a second. Where's my nose warmer and my talcum powder? Where's my oatmeal and sardines? Did I do this for nothing? No, Gonzo, said Skeeter. The best prize of all is knowing you did the best you could possibly do. Now, isn't that worth a lot? Gonzo thought about it. Well, I did do my best, he said at last. I had a great time, too. And now that I think about it, it wouldn't be much fun to go to Doorknob World all by myself anyway. Gonzo, said Skeeter, here's something you can have as a prize. It's a bag of jelly beans I've been saving. Wow, my favorite flavor, said Gonzo, picking out a licorice one. Gonzo was very impressed by what a good sport Skeeter was. You know, he said, offering her some jelly beans, you did your best in the race too. You even almost beat me. So I think we should share the prize. And that's just what they did.
Boy, that was a neat race, Uncle Kermit. Gonzo really went to lots of places.
Gesundheit. And not only did he have a wonderful time, but he learned something important about winning and sharing, too.
Could you read me another book, please?
Oh, sure, Robin. Oh, here we go. Here's one that looks interesting.
What is it?
Well, let's see. It's called Baby Fozzie is afraid of the dark.
Oh, I used to be afraid of the dark, Uncle Kermit. Remember?
Yeah, I remember. I remember, Robin. Anyhow, you were very little then.
Oh, yes, I was. Did Fozzie stop being afraid like I did?
Well, maybe this book will tell us. Baby Fozzie is Afraid of the Dark was written by Marilyn Kay and has pictures by Tom Brennan. It was the middle of the night in the nursery. The room was dark, and all the Muppet babies were in their cribs fast asleep. All, that is, except one. Baby Fozzie was sitting straight up. His eyes were wide open. His little shoulders were shaking. He felt cold, then hot, then cold again. Poor Baby Fozzie was afraid of the dark. What made it worse was there was no one to talk to. Fozzie felt like he was the only one in the whole wide world who was awake. He wished Baby Kermit would wake up. Kermit was so brave. He wasn't afraid of the dark. "Kermit," Fozzie whispered, "please wake up." But Kermit went right on sleeping. "Kermit!" Fozzie begged a little louder, but Kermit just lay there. "Kermit!" Fozzie yelled. Kermit's eyes popped open. "Huh? What?" "Gee, Kermit," Fozzie said, trying to sound surprised. "Did I wake you up?" "Yes, you did," Kermit grumbled, "and I was having a great dream. Why aren't you sleeping?" Fozzie was ashamed to tell Kermit that he was afraid of the dark, so he answered, I was too cold." "Then get under your blanket," Kermit said. Maybe I had too much to eat," Fozzie said. "You always have too much to eat." Maybe I'm just a little bit afraid of the dark." "That's silly," mumbled Kermit sleepily. "Now go to sleep so I can go back to my dream." "What were you dreaming about, Kermit?" asked Fozzie. He didn't want Kermit to fall asleep again. Kermit yawned and closed his eyes. "Oh, I'm in a flying boat. It's about to go sailing through the night." "Through the night? In the dark?" Fozzie exclaimed. "Aren't you scared?" "There's nothing to be scared of," Kermit replied. "It's fun." "What does the boat look like?" asked Fozzie, trying to keep Kermit up longer. "Sort of like this crib, only it's all silver and gold." "Where is the boat going, Kermit?" "It's sailing out the window." "Don't leave me here. Can't I come with you, Kermit?" "Sure, Fozzie. We're on our way." Outside the nursery, the boat sailed slowly down the street and across town. "Hey, Kermit, what's that man doing down there in the dark?" "He's a night watchman," Kermit said. "He guards that factory after dark." The boat rose higher and circled over the city. Fozzie shivered. "Kermit, it's so dark up here." "It's not dark down there," Kermit pointed. "Look." Fozzie looked down. There were lights shining all over the city. "Why do all those buildings have their lights on?" Fozzie asked. "I thought everyone was asleep at night." "Oh no," Kermit said. "That's a police station, and there's a fire station, and over there is a hospital. There are people in those buildings who work all night."
You know, Uncle Kermit, I remember flying in a plane at night and seeing all the lights of the city, just like you and Fozzie did. Gee, lots of people work at night, don't they?
Oh, that's right, Robin. Doctors and nurses, policemen and firemen, and people who clean office buildings and drive trains and buses, all of them work at night, and lots of others, too.
That must have made Fozzie feel better. I wish I felt better.
Well, you will soon. Okay, now let's see what happens next, shall we? The boat floated on, past the city and over a forest. Fozzie shivered again. "Kermit, it's so lonely and empty down there." "No, it isn't," Kermit said. "Look." A yellow-eyed owl perched on a tree, while a small brown bat flew through the branches. Why aren't they sleeping? Fozzie asked. Lots of animals stay up at night, Kermit explained. That's when they hunt for food. I'm glad I'm not an owl or a bat, Fozzie said. I still don't like the night. It's not as special as daytime. Kermit just smiled and said, Look up. Fozzie looked up. Above them, thousands of stars were twinkling in the clear, dark sky. Gee, Kermit, sighed Fozzie, that's really beautiful. And if there wasn't any darkness, said Kermit, we wouldn't be able to see those stars. But Fozzie was still worried. Where did the sun go when the dark came? And what if the sun never came back? Their boat rose higher and higher. It began moving faster and faster. Soon the earth looked like a large ball beneath them. Hey, Kermit, Fozzie shouted. Look, it's getting lighter over there. We're on the other side of the world now, Kermit said. When it's dark over the nursery, it's light over here. When we have nighttime, the people here have daytime. Fozzie peered down from the boat. He saw streets, parks, buildings, beaches, and lots of people in the bright sunlight. Kermit turned the boat around and they sailed back into the dark. Before long, they were at the forest where the owls and the bats were wide awake. They sailed over the police station, the fire station, and the hospital, where people worked all night. Finally, they floated back through the nursery window. That was a good trip, Kermit, Fozzie said. I guess the dark isn't so scary after all. I thought I was alone, but there are people working and animals hunting for food, and on the other side of the world, the children are outside playing. Kermit didn't answer. He was fast asleep, dreaming. And finally, so was baby Fozzie.
Oh, I'm glad baby Fozzie wasn't scared anymore, Uncle Kermit.
Yep, me too, Robin.
And they got to travel all over the world, too.
Hey, would you like me to read to you some more?
Oh, yes, please. Could it be about going to some other places?
I think I know just the book.
Oh, what's it about, Uncle Kermit?
Okay, well, this one is all about an adventure that baby Piggy had a long time ago in a very unusual place.
What place, Uncle Kermit?
Well, I'll give you a hint. See, Piggy had to do a lot of swimming while she was there.
Was it on the beach, Uncle Kermit?
Well, not exactly, Robin, but you're close. Let's just read it and you'll see. Baby Piggy's Mermaid Tale was written by Barry Keating, and the pictures are by Kathy Spar. Piggy dear, cried Nanny, finish your bubble bath. It's time for bed. Piggy sighed. She was so warm and comfortable, and the bubbles were tickling her nose in just the right way. Can't I stay one teeny minute more? It's very late, called Nanny. You'll turn into a fish if you soak much longer. Me? A fish? Giggled Piggy. That's silly. She closed her eyes and swished a bubble with her tail. Tail? Baby Piggy opened her eyes. She wasn't in the tub. She wasn't in the nursery. She was underwater. Instead of legs and feet, she had a shiny green tail trimmed with glimmering gold. She swooshed it to the right, and up she swam. She wiggled it to the left, and down she swirled to the very bottom of the ocean. Baby Piggy was thrilled. This morning she couldn't even do the pig paddle. Now she was swimming like a mermaid, she squeaked. I must be a mermaid. Yes, said three little yes fish swimming by. Can I breathe underwater? Asked Piggy. Yes, said the yes fish. And rescue handsome frog sailors? Yes, said the yes fish. And perform water ballets and win beauty contests and sing all day to my heart's content? Yes, 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 said the yes fish. Is that all you can say? Asked Piggy. Yes, said the yes fish. Just then, Piggy noticed a large old oyster in an elegant oyster bed. Inside the oyster's shell was a perfect pearl. "I must have that pearl for my very own," said Piggy. "Do you think it would be all right if I borrowed it?" "Yes," said the yes fish. Piggy waited until the oyster opened wide to yawn and then reached for the pearl. Slam! The shell shut with a bang. The oyster eyed Piggy sternly. "I am mother of pearl," she said. "What do you want with my daughter?" "Excuse me, please," gulped Piggy, "but the yes fish said—" "The yes fish?" humphed mother of pearl. "You mustn't listen to them. They'll say yes whenever you want, but they'll never tell you the truth." "Oh dear," sighed Piggy. "Who will tell me the truth?"
"I will,"
piped Pearl.
"Right now, the truth is we should be at the Purple Porpoise picnic. It's starting any minute. Shall we go?"
"Yes," said the yes fish. Pearl said goodbye to her mother and led the way. The Purple Porpoise picnic was a festival of fun and food. Mermaid Piggy gobbled up seaweed soup, deep-sea pizza, and peanut butter and jellyfish sandwiches. For dessert, she had 12 coral cupcakes. "I'm full," she sighed, "but that periwinkle pudding looks so delicious. Shouldn't I have a bite?"
"No," said Pearl. "You'll get a tummy ache."
"Just one teensy taste?"
"Yes,"
said the yes fish. Piggy, who was more interested in a yes than in the truth, ate up all the pudding. Her face turned a shade of deep sea green. "Ooh," she groaned, "I feel terrible."
"We'll visit Dr. Octopus,"
said Pearl.
"He'll help you."
"Take this pink pill," said the doctor, "and wait right here. I'll be back in 2 shakes of a tentacle."
He waddled to the door.
"Don't touch anything while I'm gone."
Piggy tried to wait patiently, but she couldn't help noticing the very, very large lavender bottle with silver stripes sitting on the doctor's cabinet. The label said, "Do not open." "What a lovely bottle," cooed Piggy, who was feeling better because of the pink pill. "There must be something wonderful inside."
"The sign says, 'Do not open,'"
warned Pearl. But Piggy didn't seem to hear. "It might be filled with toys for the doctor's favorite patients," she murmured, "or perfume for the most irresistible mermaids, or diamonds, or rubies, or chocolate chip cookies." Piggy's eyes sparkled like 2 shiny seashells. She gazed at the bottle. "Should I open it?"
"No,"
said Pearl.
"The doctor said to wait."
"One tiny peek would be all right, don't you think?"
"Yes,"
said the yes fish.
"No,"
cried Pearl. But it was too late. Piggy had opened the bottle.
Oh, no. I knew she would do that. Now what's going to happen?
I'm not sure, Robin, but I have a feeling it isn't going to be fun.
Oh, yeah. Well, keep reading, Uncle Kermit.
Okay.
Slunk. 2 absolutely weird creatures slimed out.
"It's the sea sippers,"
groaned Pearl.
"The greediest, most dangerous critters in the ocean," moaned Dr. Octopus, who had just returned.
"And the thirstiest," added Pearl. "They'll drink everything."
The sea sippers wasted no time. They sipped up sea from the east. They soaked up water from the west. Like undersea vacuum cleaners, they slurped up bubbly foam. Where there was once an ocean, now there was nothing but puddles and pools. The sea creatures were all scrunched together. Piggy climbed to the top of a big blue rock. She wanted to be alone. "It's all my fault," she sighed. "Pearl gave me good advice, but I just wouldn't listen." A dainty tear rolled down her cheek and splashed near her tail. Suddenly the blue rock moved, for it wasn't really a rock, it was Blubbery Blue, the whale.
What's wrong?
He asked. Piggy told him the whole story.
Boo-hoo, that's the saddest tale I ever heard, blubbered Blubbery Blue. I can see how sorry you are.
I didn't mean to make you cry, said Piggy.
Oh, that's all right, sobbed Blubbery Blue. In fact, crying is my absolute most favorite thing to do.
Big plump tears dropped from his eyes and formed a new little pool. A family of sardines came to swim. Blubbery Blue kept on crying until the pool of water around him grew bigger and bigger and bigger. Soon the ocean was its old wet self again. Thank you, Blubbery Blue, said Piggy. Then she turned to Pearl. If only I had listened to you. How do you always know the right thing to do?
That's easy,
answered Pearl.
I listen to the quietest place in my heart. It always tells me the truth.
Really? I'll try it, Piggy smiled, and with a swoosh of her tail, she was back in her bubble bath. Time for bed, Nanny was calling. Should I go to bed, thought Piggy, or should I soak a teensy bit longer? She asked the quiet place in her heart, and a voice piped up that sounded very much like Pearl.
Go to bed, silly. You need your beauty rest.
Piggy thought it over very carefully. Coming, Nanny, she called. And this time, she really did go right to bed.
Aw, that was a great book, Uncle Kermit. I sure would like to beat Mr. Blubbery Blue.
Well, Robin, maybe you will someday meet Mr. Blubbery Blue. Just keep on using your imagination.
Submarine going down! Aruga! Aruga! Blah, 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 blah.